Welcome back to the Success with Savita podcast. I'm your host, Savita, and today we are talking about a topic that can get a bit tiresome because you've heard the word habits, you've heard the word vision, and you're all tapped out on productivity and habits. But let me tell you, this is not it. Even though the title is Small Habits, Big Vision, it's not necessarily about, actually, it isn't about productivity at all. It's more about mindset. When we think about biggest goals, dreams, and visions for life and business. If you don't think all the time, it's okay. Sometimes when you do think about it, it often feels overwhelming. We see the end result. We hear about this so much in the online discourse. We read about this. Everyone's talking about this, right? And that's why it gets a little overwhelming as well. We see the end result in our mind's eye, that thriving business or career, the fit body, the loving relationships, the financial freedom, all your wishes and desires coming true. And we wonder, how do I even begin sometimes? I don't know if you do wonder, but I have. And sometimes you think, oh my God, there's so much to do. Where do I even start? And sometimes you're not at the starting point, right? You're somewhere at the midpoint. You're already working on a bunch of these things and it seems to be taking time. Or there are pauses, there are starts and stops, and the distance seems a lot to cover. And time seems to be passing by. And suddenly you're like, oh my God, we are into September and I still have so much to do. So all of this is going on. But here's what I've learned in my own journey and what I see repeatedly when I work with my clients. Big visions are built on small habits. It's true. The micro shapes the macro. Tiny choices, daily actions, and invisible commitments build the reality we are dreaming about. It takes time, it's slow, but before you notice, you got there. Today, let's explore why small habits matter, how to build them into your day with ease, examples from my own life, and an example from a client's journey, and a powerful exercise to integrate your habits into your big vision starting today. First, why do small habits matter so much? Because habits are the building blocks of who we become. You start with a habit, it becomes a routine, and then it becomes a ritual. Think of your daily habits as votes for your future identity. If you want to become a writer, writing 200 words a day is a vote. If you want to become a confident speaker, or if you want to be a good negotiator or good communicator, speaking up once a day is a vote. If you want a strong, fit body, your 15-minute walk is a vote, or maybe the gym hour that in the gym is a vote. These votes accumulate over weeks, months, and years. They create an unstoppable momentum that leads to visible results. James Clear, the great James Clear, in his book Atomic Habits. If you haven't got it yet, just for curiosity, stop by and look at this book, browse through it, see what you can take away from it. He says, you do not rise to that's one of his greatest quotes, right? He says, you do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. Goals are there, but it's the systems that get you there. So if your systems are broken, if your systems are damaged, if your systems don't exist, the goal continues to be there. It shows up every year, like the weight loss goal. But the system to actually get to the goal isn't in place, or isn't strong enough, or isn't consistent enough. And therefore, what are systems if not a set of consistent habits? So let's look at systems. That's the first thing that I want you to take away from my episode so far. But think about it this way. Let's say you want to earn 1 crore per year in your business. I'm giving a business example, and this can apply to your career, to anything else that you want to do. That does feel like a massive number when you focus only on the outcome. But what are your daily habits behind it? For example, reaching out to 3 potential clients every day, posting value-based content every single day, spending 30 minutes refining your offers and systems, learning something new about your market every day, doing the research, figuring out what is working, trying and testing new models, different marketing promos. When these micro habits compound, the crore becomes inevitable. It's just math and consistency. It may not happen in the time that you expect it to, but it will happen if you continue. If you don't stop and continue and are consistent, it does happen. I'm an example of that. Okay. Where I just couldn't see how things would fall into place, how things would work out. And sure enough, today I'm way beyond what I expected my business to look like. Now, how do you build small habits into your day without resistance? Or here are my top 5 strategies. Number one, start tiny, even embarrassingly small. If you want to meditate, start with a minute. If you want to write a book, start with 5 sentences. Small. The biggest trap is thinking that unless you do something big, it doesn't count. But in reality, tiny builds trust. It bypasses resistance. Once you begin, momentum carries you forward, always, and it's true. Number two, attach it to an existing habit, habit stacking. For example, after you brush your teeth, do 10 squats. After you make your morning coffee, journal for 5 minutes. After you shut your laptop for the day, review tomorrow's top 3 priorities. This creates an automatic trigger, reducing decision fatigue. I'm one who had to implement so much of this. Everything that I'm sharing is things that I've had to implement. I continue to do so. It's not like I'm killing it in every area of my life. There are so many other areas that I've got to work on. Business or personal life or friendships may be just one thing. Number three, focus on identity, not just outcomes. Ask yourself, who is the person I want to become? Then ask, what would she do today? If your vision is to be a global entrepreneur, how would she show up? If your vision is to be a girl boss, how would she show up? What small habits does she practice daily? And this is a really great way to connect your goals to your identity. If your identity is unstrong and fit, you'll do things that will get you over there in terms of your physical fitness. If you believe that you are emotionally at equilibrium, you'll do things that will take care of your mental health. If you want to feel rested, want to feel not overwhelmed, you'll focus on your self-care. Connect your goals also to your identity. Sometimes you got to ask that question as to who's the person I want to become. Number four, track it visibly. Humans are visual. When we see progress, it motivates us. Use a habit tracker, a journal, or even a calendar where you mark an X each day. You complete your habit. Over time, you won't want to break the streak. Most of us don't want to. And even if you break it, so what? Get back up. Number five, celebrate your micro wins. This is so underrated. When you celebrate, your brain releases dopamine, creating a positive association with the habit. Smile, say good job, do a happy dance. It may sound silly, but it works. And if it doesn't work, go back and listen to my episode on creating a dopamine menu and create one for yourself. So it becomes ingrained, it becomes a habit. Now, I want to share a personal example. A few years ago, I struggled to read consistently. I'm a reader. I read a lot. I'm a voracious reader. Give me a movie, TV show or a book, and I would probably choose the book. And I think 2018, when this business started, is when all of that started to drop off. I always wanted to be the person who reads a book a week. I never thought it wouldn't happen because I was reading so much. But life got in the way. Instead of aiming for a full chapter daily, I decided to just read 2 pages every morning with my tea starting this year. I tried last year, I read a few books here and there, but it isn't consistent. It's like sometimes I read a lot, and then there's 3, 4 months where I'm just reading snippets, blog posts. That's it. I'm not actually reading a full fledged book. So I started to do this, to read every morning. Even now, because journaling had also dropped off every morning, after just before I have my coffee or with my coffee, I journal and I also make sure that I read the book that I want to read, add it to my monthly list. I've even created the monthly list. I've released that. You can go check on my LinkedIn or on my Instagram. I've shared the books that I'm going to be reading this week because I needed to do that for myself, not to show to the world that, hey, this is what I'm reading, but because I wanted to get back into the habit of reading books regularly. It gives me joy. I recently read Ellen Hildebrand's, recently as in like last week, Hotel Nantucket, and I loved it. I loved it so much. It was fun. It made me smile. Easy read, not heavy. So some days I read only 2 pages. Some days it returned into 20. But within a few months, I finished quite a few books, I must say, something I hadn't done in quite a few years. Like I have a book collection that is a lot. But the book collection is collection of so many books that are unread in that bookcase of mine. So the small habit created the identity of a reader. I want to be a reader. I love being a reader. I've always been a reader. Books are my thing. So today reading is just who I am. See, linked it to identity. And I've seen this with my clients too. One founder I coach wanted to launch her first digital product. For whatever reason, she kept putting it off. We started to break it down to one small action every day. Drafting a Canvas slide, writing one line of a sales page, sending one DM for research. Within 30 days, her product was live and she had her first set of customers. Here's an exercise for you today. Take out a journal, notebook, diary, notes capturing platform. Write down your biggest vision for the next 1 year. Now, for each goal within that vision, write down one tiny daily habit that will move you towards it. Remember, it should be so small that you can do it even on your worst day. Example, vision, fit and energetic body. Habit is 10-minute daily walk. It can be morning, evening, it doesn't matter. Vision, calm and centered mindset. Habit, 3 deep breaths before every meeting, especially if you struggle with overwhelm. I want you to break it down in this way because it really does start to make it more specific. It helps you develop clarity about your goals. It gives you the next step. It gives you a roadmap. You are clear about what you've got to do versus it being a bit out there and hazy. Before we close today, remember this: small habits are not insignificant. They are seeds. Each habit you practice is a seed planted towards your big vision. The harvest will come, but only if you keep watering it daily. And as I end this episode, I want to close with this list that I tentatively follow, and you can pick what you want from that. It's my small habits for business success. It's a 20-point thing, and I'm just going to share it here fast, briefly. Number 1, daily planning. Review your top 3 priorities each morning before starting work. Number 2, follow up promptly. Respond to important emails and client messages within 24 hours. That's my SLA, 24 working hours. Obviously, I don't expect myself or anyone else to respond if they aren't working on the weekend. 3, learn something new. Dedicate 10 to 20 minutes daily to reading or listening to a business podcast or reading an article somewhere, a newsletter. Learn something new. Number 4, network intentionally. Reach out to one new connection, and this sometimes I don't do every day, but I try to do it definitely every week. So reach out to one new connection, client, or collaborator every day. Number 5, reflect daily. End your workday by reviewing what worked, what didn't, and tomorrow's focus. Number 6, ask for feedback. Request feedback weekly from clients, team, or mentors to refine your offers. Number 7, move your body. Sometimes, the previous point, mentors, it can also be other fellow business owners that you're working with. If you have a little group, your support group of other entrepreneurs, not necessarily female entrepreneurs, but other entrepreneurs. Number 7, move your body, maintain physical energy with a walk or stretches during breaks to enhance clarity. Number 8, practice gratitude. Note one thing you're grateful for in your business journey daily. Number 9, share value online. Post a story, tip, or insight on your platform to build credibility and trust. I don't do this enough. I need to do this. Number 10, delegate one task. Identify one task weekly you can delegate or automate to focus on high impact work. Number 11, review your numbers. Check sales, revenue, or engagement metrics briefly each day or week to stay aligned. Number 12, visualize your goals. Spend 2 minutes visualizing your long-term business vision every morning. Number 13, improve systems. Tweak one process weekly to save time and improve efficiency. And sometimes this is improve one area. Sometimes it's the podcast music that needs a look at. Sometimes it's the website. Sometimes it's just writing out your LinkedIn post. So improve. Focus on one area and help it grow. One thing that I did this year, because I was falling behind on so many things around my content, I sat down and wrote out all my LinkedIn newsletters for the year. So I literally have written it out. I've designed it, planned it, text is ready. I even went and drafted it on LinkedIn. I just have to schedule it and post it. And in fact, I've scheduled it for quite a few months ahead. So that's something that I do. So batch produce, you got that out of the way. So that could also apply to improving systems. Number 14, connect with your team. If you have a team, check in with one person daily to keep morale high. Number 15, practice self-talk. Reframe self-doubt immediately with an empowering statement. Work on this regularly. You are building confidence step by step every day. It's important to keep filling that cup. Number 16, read one page, if at all. Choose a business or a personal development book and read a single page every day. These are reminders. This is rewiring your brain every day, which is important for all of us who are in it to win it. Number 17, say no strategic. Decline one unaligned request each week to protect your focus. Number 18, review your calendar. Look ahead daily to prepare mentally for meetings, deadlines, events, things that are coming up. And this is something that you got to stay on top of. It just keeps you professional, it keeps you efficient, it keeps you well organized. I do this a lot and I still kind of drop the ball, but for both professional and personal events as well. Small or big. Number 19, mindful breaks. Take 5-minute breaks between deep work to reset energy and attention. Number 20, celebrate small wins, acknowledge daily achievements, no matter how minor, to build momentum. Now, I hope this helps. And I want to thank you for tuning into the episode today. The numbers have been growing on our podcast. I'm seeing the stats. So I guess the solo episodes are working just as good as interviews do. If today's episode has inspired you, share it with a friend who's building big dreams right now. If you're listening and you'd like to give us a little shout out, do tag me on Instagram with a screenshot of you listening to this podcast. It'll just help spread the word to more people who are podcast listeners. Also, you can share your biggest takeaway from the episode. I love seeing how these conversations impact your journey. Until next time, keep showing up for yourself, keep building your small habits. Your big vision is already on its way to you. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next episode.